Finally, creativity. Writing allows you to express your ideas, opinions, and emotions in a unique way. Speaking about the four basic skills, we can't unfortunately just practice them separately. All of them should be interrelated. Well, from different angle of view, just reading, as it improves comprehension and vocabulary, which supports other skills. Just listening enhances pronunciation and cultural awareness, which benefits speaking. And speaking develops fluency and interaction, which informs just better writing. So, as you see, all of them are interrelated and interconnected, and everything should be done in a balanced way. So, speaking about the balance, as I've mentioned, well, a look at this triangle, or actually pyramid. Well, the cornerstone of it just proficiency, versatility, and confidence. So, mastering all four skills leads to overall language proficiency. A balanced skill set allows you to communicate effectively in diverse situations, and developing each skill boosts your confidence in using English. And finally, just to overall this methodological approach, I would like to focus your attention on different strategies for improving each skill. Well, first and foremost, reading. Just read diverse texts, use dictionaries, and practice comprehension exercises. Then listening. Listen to audio or video in English, focus on pronunciation and engage in conversations. Speaking. Just practice speaking with a partner, record yourself, and participate in discussions. And finally, write regularly. Proofread what you work and seek feedback from others. So these are the strategies for the development of these four skills. One again, reading, listening, speaking, and writing. Okay, that's been the introduction of the skills, and now to the textbook itself. Well, somehow I picked up Unit 4, the subject matter of it, just mystery, and some bits of the methodologies and approaches. Well, somehow I would like as well to be active and somehow nominate your presence as well here. And whenever you are just given a chance, please somehow react. It's very great when a teacher or lecturer feels this feedback in the activities he or she offers. I do not want you to be just passive in the things, and I would like to initiate some kind of collaboration and your participation or involvement on what we are going to do right now. So, with the preliminary exercises or preliminary questions, you may ask or start this thing just like, do you like surprises? Why not? Do they make just feel? The fact is, I would like to distract our attention from just everyday drudgery and the things, and to somehow to turn the interest of the students into something quite different and maybe mysterious world and the lot. Just teenagers, the students, they are, well, they somehow enjoy the things which are full of mystery, maybe being some enigmatic or something quite unordinary in this life. And that's why I actually picked up this unit and would like to introduce this thing. So whatever the unit starts, it's quite reasonable to have a warm-up exercises, some questions to set the corresponding mood, the air, the even atmosphere within the classroom with the students. Well, it very much depends how many students you have, of course. That's the point, but still, just the average number of them, well, you may start with it. And now to the exercises themselves. So, the pre-reading exercises actually start with the first exercise, deals with the vocabulary idioms for strong emotions. We will come across them in the further text, but still you ought to introduce them in a more or less creative way, just the things we just offered in this very textbook, but still students, just kids, they enjoy the illustrations to some of the expressions, to signal some of the idioms. So the textbook offers seven idioms with the attached illustrations. And I would like just to, well, you may see it very well on the screen. Just the first one, jump out of one's skin, make your hair stand on end, have nerves of steel, tear your hair out, have butterflies in one's stomach, see red, and jump for joy. Seven all in all. Then just having a look at these pictures, ask your students to correlate the idioms with the first exercise offered with A, B, C, D, E, and so on letters, which gives the general meaning and which might correspond to this meaning. Just students will work individually on that point. They will try to correlate the number of the idiom to the letter of the meaning. So after you asked the students to do that, well, I will ask to do that. I ask you to do that. This exercise actually, and in a minute I will switch on the audio track, which will prove whether the students were right or not, whether they managed to make some mistakes or not, with this correlation. So please listen to the track of to this exercise. So be very attentive.
Track 23, 46. Exercise 2. A.
7. Jump for joy.
B.
6. See red.
C.
4. Tear your hair out.
D.
5. Have butterflies in your stomach.
E.
1. Jump out of your skin.
F.
3. Have nerves of steel.
G.
2. Make your hair stand on end.
So, due to this audio track, you may just check whether the students were right or not. It will help you, and only after that, when they realize the meaning of the idioms, idiomatic expressions for strong emotions, you may offer a bit more complicated exercise as well with audio, that is with listening. So I will offer you some of the samples of the dialects, and now I will ask for your actually help. Just please correlate with just the dialogue, what kinds of strong emotions, that is, what kind of idiom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, just this or that situation corresponds to. That would be great if you managed to mention not only the number, that's not just statistically, but if you manage to supply this or that idiom for this or that dialogue, sample of the dialogue. So please, here I actually need your help. So ready, steady, go.
Track 24, page 46. Exercise 2. 1.
Oh, what on earth is that? It's only me.
Okay, so if you listen very carefully, please, I need your help. What idiom does this sample correspond to?
Jump
Okay.
out of skin. Jump out
that's
of
right.
somebody's skin.
Thank you, Marina. Okay, let's go on.
Emma, will you stop doing that? You are really annoying me now.
Sorry, David.
Okay, that was another sample. So who can help us?
You read.
Once again, please.
You read, no?
Yeah, that's it. Definitely, you're quite right. Let's go on. Thank you.
3. What's wrong, Emma?
Can't do this crossword puzzle. It's making me crazy.
Crazy. So,
Tear your hair out.
definitely right. Thank you. Так, Marina, thank you for your participation and active participation. Please, somebody, I need everybody's present here. Your active participation here. Further on.
4. What's that? Ah, Emma, that's still not funny.
Sorry, David.
Not funny. So, there ends.
Jump out of your skin?
Well, yes, the person was very much surprised. Thank you. Thank you. The next.
5. Aren't you scared, Emma? You're up quite high on that wall.
No, I'm quite calm. It looks easy.
6.
Okay.
What's wrong, Emma?
Sorry. Okay. Your variance.
That could be number 2 about your hair standing on end.
The next.
6. What's wrong, Emma?
I'm really worried about this test.
Why?
I haven't studied enough.
Так,
I think
again.
maybe it's have butterflies in your stomach.
Yes, the person is very much nervous. Thank you. And finally.
7.
Oh, wow. It's fantastic. Brilliant.
That is.
Passed the test. You can't believe it.
And that was the final.
Yeah, that's the final. Jumping with joy.
Yes, number 7. Yes, jump for joy. Thank you. Very great. Thank you. Okay, so we actually managed to introduce the vocabulary idioms for strong emotions, and now we may get further on. Now, we are to deal with the text. A story of suspense. As a preliminary warming up exercises, as well interaction with the students, whether they just generally read stories of mysteries or suspense, whether they enjoy being scared, or you may correlate as well, not only stories, but as well movies or films, just scary films, maybe even horror films. Well, a bit of discussion, a bit of just to keep the ball rolling on, to make the students just involved in this atmosphere and discuss the things, the stories, the things about suspense, just mystery, just something enigmatic and something strange maybe, and at the same time somehow interesting. And to begin with, after discussing this stuff, just you are welcome just to describe the photo. Actually, it's not the picture, it's photo. Just the mystery of the house on the mountain. We have the title of the text just across this picture, across this photo, and try to ask your students in a few words, just with strong adjectives, describe what they can see on this picture, on this photo. And this thing I would like to ask you, in a few words, just in a sentence or couple of sentences, please try to give the description of this, I would say, very interesting photo you can see on the screen. Just any volunteers?
You want just the picture description using strong adjectives?
Yeah. To bury ourselves and create the corresponding atmosphere, what we're going to read the text about, what we're going to listen to, just due to this picture.
Okay, you can write a sentence on the board and ask the students to continue the sentence. For example, you can start the sentence, in the picture I can see intimidating, then put 3 dots and ask for them to brainstorm. Or if you want the real sentence, you can see the, I don't know, the flashing rear lights of the car were approaching a weird street with lots of turmoil, and there were some howling of wolves in the background. Dots.
Thank you. Very interesting. And just pay attention to the surface of the road. It's wet. It's quite dangerous to drive along this just road. It's somehow just
yeah, you can say it's slippery. Sure.
Yeah, slippery. Just it might be quite dangerous.
Exactly.
It depends on the speed of this car. Okay, so after the kids just either they just collaboratively or individually, one after one, just manage to describe this picture. We are going to the text itself. Just as the exercise offers us some questions, but I would like to introduce the text themselves. So actually, it comprises two parts. Right now, I do believe it's quite comfortable for you to read on the screen, but besides, I would like you to get acquainted to read this text. And I will switch the audio track. You will listen at the same time. And please pay attention to the words in color, just red and blue. Red, mainly adjectives. Blue correspond to adverbs. Just some of the things I would like further on to focus the attention of your students in that. So right now, you're welcome to read, and at the same time, listen to the track. Just a second. Oops.
Slide 27. 48. Exercise 2. The mystery of the house. Part 1. It was winter. We were all happily driving along in my dad's old holiday. He and I choose somewhere different to visit. We travel and sleep in the van. It's usually great fun, but this time was different. This year, my dad chose a village in the mountains that no one knew. He wanted to find an ancient castle. We were carefully driving up the mountain on an empty road through some dark trees. Everyone was eating snacks, listening to music and singing loudly. All of a sudden, we stopped. Oh no, is something wrong with the van? Asked my brother Sam nervously. It's getting dark and we're in the middle of nowhere. Dad quickly jumped out to look for the problem. I'm sure it's nothing. I'll fix it, he said confidently. We found the torches and we all got out to help. After half an hour, Dad gave up. I can't find anything wrong with it, he told us worriedly. Track 27.
Okay, so this is the first part of the text. So you may let just them, well, it depends on the level of the group you work with. You may have just another listening to discuss that part. And further on, you are welcome to discuss, well, this set of questions. It's not very difficult. You may enlarge on that with this, just go into some detail or specificity or some of the narrative details maybe. So who is the story about? Where were they? Just general questions. That's okay. But now, after discussing the things and making some clear points on the first part, you're welcome to switch to the second part. And now you're going to read and listen to it again, but part number 2. So you're welcome. Just a second.
Proyect 28, page 48. Exercise 3, part 2. Okay, I said. We mustn't panic. Does anyone have a mobile phone signal? But nobody did. Well, let's go and find help, said Mum. Someone must live near here. Everyone started slowly walking up the road. It was dark by now, and the moon was behind clouds. Suddenly, Dad called, I think I can see something over there. It looks like a house or hotel. Let's go and see if we can find someone to help us. Through the trees, we could see a pair of huge iron gates. We pushed them open with difficulty, and they moved noisily. We walked up the path to the tall, dark building. There weren't any lights in any of the big windows. It was a bit scary. I had butterflies in my stomach. Dad went up to the heavy wooden door and knocked on it. Hello? Is there anybody in? He called. There was no answer, but we saw that the door was open. That's strange, said Sam. I really don't like it. Sam doesn't have nerves of steel. It'll be fine, said Dad. Come on. So we went inside.
Okay, so that was part 2. And as well, just the following questions, you may approach them as well creatively. Just what did they find? What did the building look like? Who wanted to go in, or just who didn't want to go in? Just starting with the primitive things and then developing, just focusing our attention or the attention of the students on some details. But the next thing I would like, the 2 parts were introduced in the book. The most interesting thing is there must be part number 3, and you will have it. But before that, I would like you just to think and maybe offer your own, well, expectations, your vision, your understanding, what actually could happen next. What should be in part number 3 to finish this mysterious text, because once again, the mystery of the house on the mountain, this is the title of the text. We had 2 chapters or 2 parts of it describing all the intricate approaches with the characters and with the house they actually got in. The question is, as the story just unfolds, the tension just is getting, if not at its peak, but it's the gradation just reinforced to a certain level. And I would like you to offer your own variant coming to the end, how to complete this story, and what could we see in the very end. That's the point. And these things just you will offer to your students with some cliches offered in the textbook, just whatever. But the point is, let the imagination go as far as possible to realize and to come to this final end, to complete this by means of this part 3, the whole text with this mystery. So think of it. And please, I'm looking forward to your variants of this final scene of this text. Is anyone eager to have a try, a creative try?
So logically, part 3 would have to deal with something that they see when they get inside. Something that the students will have to think about and maybe give them a couple of idioms to include and suggest their own version. In the end, you can suggest the author's version and let the students compare and figure out which one had more suspense and which one had more idioms.
Just all the family managed to. Thank you, Andrei. The fact is just this is the general outline, just methodological. What you have offered right now, just methodological approach. That's great. But coming to the content side of this story, in what way, what ending from the artistic point of view? Just imagine you are all authors. You create some just literary stuff. What ending could you offer, just in a couple of sentences, you might offer to release the tension generated by the first 2 chapters of this text? That's what I'm interested in. What final saying, what ending would you offer? Our characters are somehow feel just not illiterate, just they are scared, actually. Some of them just to a great extent.
Well, can I give a try?
Yep, Marina, you're welcome.
So when we finally got inside, we saw a table with well-served dishes. It looked like somebody was waiting for us to arrive. We were scared a little bit, but we were really hungry, and we felt like eating, so we had dinner, and then got out of the building in hope to start the engine again and keep driving. But when we got out of this house, I looked back, and what I saw made my hair stand on end. With a flash of lightning, the house melted away, and there was nothing. I don't think you will believe me, but it's definitely what had happened to us the other day.
So very interesting final scene, as if nothing had happened, just and nothing just melted, just leaving no remnants left, as some mysterious just stories go. Yeah, thank you. Very interesting approach to the final scene. Thank you, Marina. Who else is eager to share some of the ideas? We just got a more or less complete picture, just the way Marina just said. Any other approaches to the final scene? Could anyone? I see. No volunteers right now. Okay, thank you. So you may just take some time with the students just to discuss the things, but finally, they may offer just even quite opposite or contradictory just final scenes, just in the way of just they may combine not only thrilling situations, but some just humorous ending or something like this. Well, and finally, as we come to the conclusion, we are to offer just our own variant to complete this text with the chapter 3. But now we will offer, and I will offer you right now, just listen in order to, well, maybe to compare what we actually expected and what just authors actually offer, what final scene and the real ending they offer. Okay, so please be very attentive.
Track 29, page 48. Exercise 4. Part 3. We walked into an enormous room. We switched on our torches. There was a long table in the middle with chairs on both sides. There were tall bookshelves on each wall and lots of books. Everything looked very old. Hello? Is anybody here? Dad called again. I don't think anybody lives here. What is this place? Asked Mum. Look at these books, I said. They're amazing. In this corner, there are lots of ghost stories, mystery stories, and fantasies. I'd like to read some of these. Yes, me too, said Dad. Look here. This is a very old magic book. Do you think it's real? I don't know, I answered. And this book is about the ancient castle. It looks really scary. I don't like this place, whispered Sam. It's creepy, and nobody is here to help us. Let's go. The rain started to fall heavily outside. Then we heard the sound of thunder. Oh no, that's all we need, said Sam worriedly. Suddenly, we jumped out of our skin. There was a loud noise behind us. It was coming from the next room. From a dark corner, a tall, very thin man appeared. His face was white like a ghost. His eyes were small and black, and he was staring at us. He opened his mouth, and no words came out. We were terrified. He started to speak again, slowly. Your worry. You need to have a library.
Well, this is actually the end of this mystery. Again, to the title, The Mystery of the House on the Mountain. Well, this is kind of just, I do expect you feel this climax of the story, just the tension, just as the tension grew. Well, and finally, that kind of, well, it not kind of release of the just of the characters, and somehow it achieved well, I wouldn't say just humorous effect, but still as in stylistics, there's the phenomenon of deficient expectancy theory. Just you expect something else, but in the way your expectations somehow ruined, and we have quite the opposite effect of what we actually expected to the point. Well, right now, just having the two parts, having some of the ideas, the way it might finish, and then finally getting the final scene from the audio track. What are your expectations? Well, very few of you just offered some of the ideas. Most of you just were not quite sure. Maybe they were expecting something else. And in the long run, I would like to ask you if your expectations just were satisfied or not by this final scene, because this question about the library card and the fact whether you may or not borrow a book from the library without this library card, this somehow just the author tries to achieve some well, certain, I would say, certain effect. Well, and that's all as far the mystery is concerned. So what are the ideas? whether your expectations ruined or they just were on the go, just the way that you actually expected. So some of the ideas, you're welcome to share. Is anyone eager, please? So,
All right, just to keep your workshop going, can you please paraphrase the question, because I'm without lights. I caught some glimpses of the story and some of your questions. Just in a nutshell,
okay,
what are we supposed to do?
Yeah, so the question is, so after listening to the final part of this text from audio track,
Okay.
You had some expectations before you listened to the final chapter.
Right.
After having listened to it, were your expectations ruined or were they satisfied? You expected quite something different thing from what they offered actually.
Okay, I got your point. Since this is a book for grade 8 where the kids are like 13 and 14, I was actually expecting either a humorous or a happy ending. What I got was the like culmination of suspense. It added on, and it left me wanting for more, but I would still steer this narrative into a bit of a less gloomy, but more humorous and more positive, let's say, direction, taking into account the age of the students. We have enough of horrific events in our lives, so, you know, some positivity would be welcome.
Okay, thank you for your point. Thank you very much. I see Marina is raising your hand. You're welcome.
I believe the story took quite an unexpected turn, but I think the students would like it because modern students, you know, they enjoy, I mean, teenagers, they enjoy horror films, horror movies, series, and books. Whatever they read is somehow connected to horror or things like this, scary scenes, scary. So it is top one with the students. They would like it. They will like it definitely, the story. But for me personally, the story took quite unexpected turn. Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much. So we may just discuss whether just they like or not, of course, but that's the point is the exercise, the point number 4. Just we may offer our students to develop and create their own way of completing these first two chapters. That's the point, and then compare whether and that's a great question as just whether that will just prove very much depends on the students, of course, upon their creativity. I do believe in some classes, in some student groups, we might get something really unexpected and quite, fresh minted ideas. That's the point for this exercise. Well, if someone is just somehow just a bit disappointed by the final scene of this chapter, that's okay. That's just, we may say, just the authors, they did not go too far with their just creativity or their imagination. Just this is where the imagination just put into this or that situation. That's the point. Okay, thank you. Thank you for ideas. Thank you for your participation. And well, after the text, usually just any textbook may offer some exercises just dealing with the grammar. And in this case, we may employ this vocabulary just either in red or blue color. I mean adjectives as well as adverbs in these or that sentences. That's quite reasonable, will be reasonable to practice it. Well, somehow, but what I would like to draw your attention further on, as well, just creative things. I do not want to just take your time onto drudgery, but besides grammar is the cornerstone of language. Just without grammar, it's next to impossible to use it correctly and to be understood in the proper way. Well, In the way of speaking, just some of the sentences on the basis of this text, you may offer the students as well just to fill in the blanks, just to share their ideas, to exchange these ideas. Well, it's a bit of just maybe a bit of ordeal, but it's the things just from the mathematical point of view and logical point of view in the way of grammar and vocabulary aspect, they should be done. But what I would like to draw attention and offer you a very interesting, maybe a bit complicated, but a very much creative way. So in the very end of this text, the students might be offered some bits of writing, but I would like to, how to put it, to vary this aspect and to approach it in a bit different way. So bits of writing, you may split your students into groups, like a group work, and I'm planning to do that with you. And I will need your very much active participation in a few moments. But first and foremost, just you may offer different ways. Just the textbook offers us, we have this picture you can see with a little pirate here. Well, and to elaborate a story, to create a story in a certain way, just using as well, just focusing our attention on the vocabulary, that is our adjectives and adverbs in blue and red colors. This is active vocabulary in the way. So, and the just turning points, we will have to concentrate within the framework of this story. Just who was the person, who else was with him, and so on, so a lot, maybe even dialects and a lot. Just as well, you may offer the to produce and create a story. When a student starts with a certain sentence, or even a teacher may put the first sentence, and every further student will add up his or her sentence correspondingly, and you will create this kind of in a chain. But taking in consideration all these approaches to the story itself, right now I will offer you the following thing. Unfortunately, I have to close this presentation for the moment. And I would like to offer you the board by means of Canva. Just a moment. Oh. Thanks. Right now, I will ask you to do the following thing. Right now, in the chat, I will try to attach the link in order you could get in touch with this board, and then I will split you into some groups, and I will offer you to do the following aspect of work. Just create a way in the story of suspense. Just right now, in order you could get the possibility to get it, just a moment. I will try. I guess. If it works, because technically somehow it's just a moment. It doesn't want to work, just a moment. Well, you know, some technical problems. maybe the problem is I'm not an organizer but co-organizer, and that it may create the problem. Just a moment. Okay, it must be, the link must be in the chat. I do believe you can see it. You can see it. And right now I will try to split you in your groups. First, just click the link and then join the corresponding group you will be offered. Just a moment. Well, I'll make 5 groups. Well, it depends how that will go. Just a moment. Okay, I've opened the groups, the session groups. Okay, please accept the invitation. Accept the invitation. Okay, and you will be given, well, let it be just 10, 12 minutes to complete the assignment, Just as on the board, you are welcome just to do the following assignment. Here's the story of suspense, and you're welcome to create it, If you practice it, that's okay. If you never practice it, just try to do that. Just according to the number of the group, you're welcome to create the title of the story, the main characters, the pictures, if it is possible for you, because in 10 minutes, and if you have some people with you, not a single person, just to convey its main idea. Well, as for the tracks, well, if you manage to do that. And finally, in the very end, each group, I will ask to introduce what they got actually, to present the story of suspense in their own way, what they actually got. Please correlate just the person you and the group you attach to work with that. So you have a free hand at working with this board. Just, I guess it's somehow, well, very much creative considering the distance learning aspects. And, well, actually students enjoy doing that. So you're welcome. Take your time. So you have 10 to 12 minutes. Please try. I guess it might be, well, a bit of a difference and interesting for you. But I see not everyone has joined still groups. Please, I ask, don't just let the group be empty, because 1 or even 2 people just joined this or that group. Just please try to do that, and then we will speak about that. You're free to do whatever you want, but accordingly to the group. You then move just to the left, to the right, to the bottom. Just it's up to you, but try to practice it. So don't be shy. Just you may write, you may just whatever the color. You may employ the tools, whatever, just other text, just elements. Well, okay, I see. Just it's for you, it's maybe very problematic, I guess, to work on the board. Okay, I see. Unfortunately, I will have to close this assignment as I realize it's maybe too difficult or quite problematic, depending if you attach through with by means of your smartphone. It's not that, just usually maybe the computers. But if you, okay, ladies and gentlemen, I realize the problem. Okay, I will close the close to our hall, central hall, I would say. Okay, well, thank you for the chance and for the opportunity. I realize just maybe you very rarely work with the boards, but more than just techniques. Well, speaking about my students, for example, or my colleagues, just we try to, well, somehow employ something new and fresh with our students. Especially, it very much concerns the things when we have distance learning. Well, when students are deprived of the opportunity to visit school or university, we will try to, just to try all the possible things to make it interesting, creative, and some kinds such tools like just whatever, just Canva, just whatever. We try to try and develop the skills of the students, because it's quite different, and you feel it yourself, I guess, just when you are in front of the audience in a certain classroom physically, with the presence of everybody. Just it's something quite different. But when and right now we are talking to each other, and you are behind the screen, just from different places, it's quite different. Well, I only ask you, just try to practice it. It's very interesting. Well, it maybe it will take some time to develop the skills. I'm sorry, just I did hope that you might be pretty well with these things. Well, nothing actually has happened, but still, to finalize our meeting or our class, I would say, just a moment, just coming to the final scene, of our unit. After discussing the things and offering the different varieties of developing of alternative maybe story, or this picture, or just whatever, the students might find something fresh and unique, well, and listen to the things, just making maybe the contest in this or that way of kind of mystery or some kind of enigma wrapped in a mystery. You may ask them as a home assignment to write a short story on this or that picture, or on this or that story they listened or created in the class. And that will be the final aspect when they have to prepare homework. Actually, they have to prepare and demonstrate the writing skills, writing abilities, just trying to cram the story to capacity with the active vocabulary. I once again come back to these colored words in blue and red, adjectives and adverbs, and not only adverbs, but as well idiomatic expressions for strong emotions. In order this story in order to be complete, just a good beginning, plot development, kind of climax, and then a good or unexpected ending. And that would be great. And you may just arrange kind of contest with the prizes for the best story offered by your students. But again, just you are to welcome just your students either to work individually. This is one thing as far as the situation may allow, or just it might be a group work, that kind of project with illustrations, with the things. Well, and of course, that would be great if they could employ different digital technologies or digital elements of things like the board or just presentations and whatever the format, just PDF or at least PowerPoint, just whatever. And that would be quite great. And to finalize this unit, this mystery lesson with the final project, and maybe with the prizes just go just the top place, just one story, one group might be occupied the first place, a couple of students might occupy 2 second places, and so just 3 or 2 as well, just the third places, with some just prizes or some stimulation of points for further collaboration and the lot. Okay. Just a moment. One more thing. Just I was too quick to close it. Just a moment. And just a moment. And of course, just that would be just great if you, in the very end, could leave some of the impressions of the things we have discussed. Whether you liked or did not like some things, maybe some of the recommendations of yours, you may leave it in the chat, just to share with your colleagues. And for our publishing house runner as well, it would be quite fruitful and interesting to know. And I have to just to present some of the links to our publishing house, just on Facebook, just in the World Web. Well, and now actually that's actually all. And I have to come to the end in this way. And thank you very much for your participation, especially those colleagues who tried to be active, notwithstanding the fact with whether they had electricity or not, or whatever the gadgets you might have used. Well, and I am as well. I ask just a pardon, or feel just a bit sorry and not quite comfortable just for this Canva board. Well, I did expect it. We might have worked with that more fruitfully, but the point is, we are learners as well. We try to teach and we try to learn and study at the same time. The point is, we can't. We have no right to stay and stand where we are. We have to move with our students, with our kids, with our colleagues, just to be on the go, to be and feel this feel not only the time where we have to switch on the button to start something, but somehow as well we should feel where we have to make a pause or even a stop. That's the point. That's the actual mastership. And I guess those who, just some of you may be more attached, maybe less, to this textbook, well, I do believe you will find a lot of things which might prove quite interesting, and the use and interaction of different exercises, underline reading, speaking, listening, and writing, will help us achieve the success, and will help our students achieve the success too. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Do expect maybe someday we manage to speak on some other matters, some other points. But that was for me just kind of interesting experience as well. And I guess that's all for now. Maybe some questions or some other things. You're welcome to hear them if you are eager to. Okay, thank you for warm words in the chat. That's very pleasant. Thank you. I do appreciate. Well, thank you. And well, very, very pleasant. Just the pleasure's in mine. Thank you very much. Well, wish you have enough electricity and enough content, and have a nice and calm, quiet day and night, because of the things which are around us. And we should work notwithstanding the facts which might prevent us from our just favorite things we enjoy doing, or might have done instead. Thank you. So maybe Pani Alina is eager to put in a word. If you are welcome. So we are ready to complete our session. Okay, thank you. So good luck. See you. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Thanks a lot. Bye bye.